Hello everyone, it's me again, Steedoj here, back to more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and Bandai Namco just released the Sparking Zero Know Your Fighters. This will go over every single type of fighter and all types of fighting styles in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So without further ado, let's just get into this. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero starting roster is a whopping 181 playable characters. Obviously this is excluding Dragon Ball Daima Goku. In this article, we go into details about characters, fighting styles, and unique appearances you can find in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. On top of that, we'll have a look at special maneuvers that involve the game's roster, such as quick-time event sequences, switches, transformations, and fusions. Oh, okay, the quick-time events are probably a part of the clashes, but we'll see more and more as we go on. So summary, types of characters, unique looks, and special maneuvers. Okay. Type of characters. You can enjoy the different playstyles in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero depending on the strength and fighting habits of the characters in the original series. Their style is affected by statistics, size, character forms. Let's have a look at the different categories of characters you can play in the game. Okay. I'm most interested in what Jiren's category is going to be because that's the OP one. Never mind. Okay. We see it right away. Strength. These characters base most of their gameplay around their heavy strikes and powerful blasts, although they might be slower. They're slower? This guy? Okay. Their raw power will compensate as they deal high damage to their opponents. Some of these characters are so strength orientated, they may not even stagger from Ki Blast and Smash Attack, so that's like brilliant stuff. Based on their statistics, these characters can have two types of specializations, Melee and Blast. The first one enhances the damage dealt with rush combos and close combat, while the second implies that the character can rely on Blast attacks and Ki Blast to inflict damage. Okay. Speed. On the opposite end, some characters base their attack strategy on their swiftness, which they use for long-lasting assaults, which are hard to interrupt. Even though some of their attacks are lighter, your opponent will have trouble trying to catch you as you move quickly all over the map and deliver combos with stunning speed. Escaping from rush combos of characters that rely on speed will be tougher for the opponent compared to characters not fitting in this category. That is very interesting. So, strength characters are just hit mad hard. And speed characters, it's hard to escape their combos because the timing for the mechanics would obviously be different because they're faster. That's interesting. Again, base Jiren is this is not base Jiren in this image, this is full power Jiren, but base Jiren is the strongest character by far, so I'm wondering how he applies to this, because he hits super hard and then is a hyper fast character, so I'm just curious. Ki Blast characters, okay. Before we only had power and speed, now we have Ki Blast, interesting. There are some characters who are master of Ki Blast, excelling in a fighting style. They can maintain control while keeping their opponent at distance. They have the ability to fire multiple consecutive energy blasts while consuming minimal ki. Vegeta's a good example, who is known for his powerful and rapid Ki Blast attacks. Other characters include Goku, who can unleash the iconic Kamehameha, and Frieza, who possess the precise Death Beam. Okay, so Ki Blast characters aren't necessarily a type, I guess, other than characters like Vegeta, right? Because Goku and Frieza also fall into this category, but they're just talking more so about their super attacks, which is the Kamehameha and the Death Beam, whereas Vegeta is actually a Ki Blast character because he's a Ki Blast merchant. You can just keep spamming Ki Blast with him. As you can see in this clip, you can just keep going until you're out of ki. There's not a limit to the amount of Ki Blast that can be on screen. It's just if you run out of ki. So that's interesting. Giants. Given their impressive size, these characters are much slower than others, but they strike more powerful blows that will stagger and send your opponents flying away. On top of that, they are numb to throws, so you can't throw giants. That makes it even more interesting why you can even grab clash with them. And some blast attacks. You can take advantage of the overwhelming presence on the map to hit your opponent with a wider hit range. Okay, so more moves are effective against them because they're big, obviously. Their impressive size and power come at the expense of sometimes having trouble hitting smaller opponents, which may evade their assaults more easily. I have seen lots of clips of giants whiffing characters who were just standing at their feet level, because giants in this game are so much bigger and they don't swing all the way down. So that might be a glaring weakness for giants, but we'll have to wait and see how much it actually plays into the actual raw giant gameplay. Androids, okay, we have even more types. Androids are artificial humans that do not necessarily possess ki. In fact, they cannot charge their ki bar unless the energy reaches maximum level. Their ki gauge will charge automatically over time or through melee attacks, and it will stop charging once it reaches maximum. To incorporate this into your strategy, continuously strike with rush combos, giving your opponent no chance to charge his ki. Some androids even have the ability to absorb ki, not Super 17 though. And certain blast attacks during Super Perception which will charge their gauge much faster. I see. Characters that can automatically charge to the maximum are Android 13, 16, 17, and 18. On the other hand, Android 19 and Dr. Guro can charge more ki by landing melee attacks, and furthermore, they can absorb the opponent's ki attacks and some types of Ki Blast waves. Okay. That is cool to know. And now on to unique looks. Is this customizations? I think so. Try characters with unique looks and distinctions in Sparking Zero. The game faithfully reproduces some features of the series, whether it's an accessory, ability, or cosmetic that may or may not affect the character. So again, they're confirming that accessories and cosmetics can affect the character. Sword. You can enjoy multiple ways and fighting styles in Sparking Zero, as sword fighting is one of them. Iconic swordsmen from the series that use their swords in a lot of combos, rushes, and blasts to faithfully recreate their famous moves. There are also characters who use the swords to launch energy blasts that pierce through guards with a smash energy blast. Okay, so that's like Trunks with his charged ki blast, and Janemba as well with his charged ki blast, right? Tapion should count too. Super Aura. Some characters, such as the strongest form in Dragon Ball Super, okay, so the characters who are like top tier, in Sparking Zero have their aura always being on. Okay, so like Blue Goku's aura is always on. Their overwhelming power is overflowing, which results in stunning visual expression of their ki. So the same with, I guess, characters like DBS Broly. Some characters just have their aura always like pouring out. That's fair, that's fair. I feel like I haven't noticed that too much, but okay. Scouter. Okay, so let me guess, Scouters give you instant lock-on because they did that in Tenkaichi 3 as well. The Scouter is an iconic item from the Dragon Ball series. In the game, you can select characters mostly from the Frieza Force and equip them with Scouters as an accessory, which will grant a boost of search radius when equipped, depending on the quality of the Scouter. Wait, so quality of Scouters are being taken into account in this game? That's nuts. With this precious accessory, the players will be able to avoid losing track of their opponent for too long. Note that damage taken during battle could result in the destruction of the Scouter. Oh, so it can be destroyed. When a Scouter is destroyed, it becomes difficult to locate the opponent if they are lost from sight. Okay, so does that mean you get normal key sense like everyone else, or is the key sense of characters who rely on Scouters genuinely worse? I have to know. Because does that mean Frieza has, like DBZ Frieza, does that mean he has bad key sense after he leaves first form and abandons his Scouter? Which would be accurate in canon, but I'm just curious about that. Ground characters. Oh my god, there's so many types. Like in Dragon Ball, the OG Dragon Ball series, some characters cannot fly. Once they jump, they will slowly fall back to the ground, as they cannot remain in the air for a long time. Compared to flying attacks, on the other hand, they are the only ones that are able to run on the ground to take advantage of this skill and try to get the fight to take place on the ground. You can also turn flying off in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I've seen it in settings. You can make matches there where flying is not allowed, whether you fight in the city, or on the islands, or in the Tournament of Power. You can just turn flying off if you want, which I think is really fun, or funny, right? I think it's entertaining to see that you can make the game kind of more grounded in a sense, but I'm curious to see if characters who, you know, live on the ground like Roshi and Kid Goku are actually better on the ground. Special maneuvers. In Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, you can perform several maneuvers that do not fall under the combo category of the blast attacks category. These gameplay features are numerous and range from transformations to QTE sequences. Let's have a look at how they bring spotlight to characters during the fight. Transformations, the main iconic one. Select the desired transformation and press the up on the D-pad, I guess, for all systems. Up on the D-pad to display transformation panel, and then select, you know, whichever button is relevant to whatever console you're playing. To perform it during the fight while using skill counts. Once transformed, the stats of the character will improve. So this is confirmation that stats do go up. Transformations aren't entirely cosmetic. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, Steed transformations are mostly just cosmetic. Nope. Nope. Confirmed right here. They do help. Fusion. Fusion can only be used when two characters who can fuse are in your team. Fuse into a character shown on the fusion panel by pressing another combination. To switch the transformation panel, you know, you guys could see these combinations here. I will highlight it so no one forgets. Switch the fusion panel, then select these buttons or that button or this one. Once fused, both characters will disappear from your team member screen and be replaced by a single fused character. Note that they cannot go back to normal. I mean, Vegito should technically be able to, since he can only do one final Kamehameha when he defuses, but I guess they're being fair. They don't want to screw anyone over this time around, so it's permanent. Switch. The switch is possible once the change icon is highlighted. Press this on the D-pad to go into the switch panel, then choose your desired button. This mechanic can lead to other gameplay features like chase change. Okay, that's when you tag in a different character to extend combo damage. In team battle, switch while attacking to let your switched in character continue the assault. Use this tactic to smoothly switch out team members while keeping up your attacks. That is a very good idea. Okay, I messed with that heavy. Sparking modes. To enter the sparking mode, you need to charge your ki gauge to its maximum and then even further. You will need to spend one skill count to reach sparking mode. Sparking mode not only enhances your abilities, but also offers a variety of other benefits, such as allowing you to shoot ki blast without consuming ki, and you can use moves like the Violet Rush, which I'm guessing is the new sparking combo, where you would just punch people forever. While in sparking mode, you can perform continuous rush attacks until your gauge runs out, resulting in uninterrupted barrage of melee attacks. Yeah, it's just nuts. You can also perform the Hyper Smash, which will inevitably break the guards of your opponents, or Super Movement, which is the thing where you can spam Vanish, as it consumes some of your Sparking Gauge and allows you to vanish and move instantly. Yeah. Okay, pretty cool. Emotes. Hey, there's a Son Goku emote. You can perform the emote displayed on your emote panel by pressing this, assigned to a character prior to the fight. Perform the emote with your favorite characters to take cool stances. Oh, can't wait to take out someone's character and just hit a crazy stance on them. That will be fun. That will always be fun. So QTEs. Are these clashes? Yeah, these are clashes. Okay. Quick time events. Once certain moves are performed at the same time by both players, a dynamic QTE quick time event sequence will start in which the winner can take advantage in the battle by dealing additional damage and sending his opponent away. Quick time events will make your fights even more unique and unpredictable as they require a shift in the way the battle flows. Make sure to include it in your battle strategy by making a turning point in the battles to throw your opponent's rhythm off. Everyone knows one of the greatest ways to win a fight is to always throw your opponent off, whether it be wearing a silly costume or by just mocking them. It's very effective. Speed Impact. The Speed Impact sees the two fighters clash and trade a series of blows. Perform a Speed Impact by clashing with your opponent using Dragon Dash. This also occurs when Rush-type blasts collide in a Dragon Dash. Okay. The impact action is divided into two parts. First, during the single strike, both sides must match the input with what is being shown on screen. Once the winner of the single attack is decided, the action proceeds to Rapid Strikes. During Rapid Strikes, the final damage inflicted is decided by the number of inputs performed by each player. Once the Rapid Strike stage ends, the winner of the single strike will send the loser flying, concluding the encounter. Okay. So you can see it here. It's just... you get this input right when you go into the circle, and then you just keep pressing that button to increase the damage done at the end. And I'm guessing for this one, they didn't even try all, because you see it fail here. And then there's barely any button presses put in, and Piccolo doesn't take too much damage. So that's fair. Power Impact. Power Impact... Isn't Power Impact the name of a Jiren attack? Power Impact happens once the two characters perform a throw on each other at the same time. This impact action is centered around comparing strength by holding corresponding buttons. During the clash, a gauge will be displayed. You must adjust your inputs in order to not exceed the needle. The winner is determined by whose gauge is closest to the needle when your Power Impact ends. So, you can see it here, the gauge keeps rising higher and higher. You want your gauge to go as far as possible as you press the button. So that way it can, like, again, if you play Dragon Ball Legends, you know how this works. And the boost feature here would just make it so that the gauge can go even further beyond, meaning your opponent can just lose even if they get a perfect score because they didn't push their limits high enough. I think that's a very cool feature. Also makes it very important to actually keep your key optimized in Sparking Zero, because you can see you lose key for all of these boost features. Never forget that. Crash Impact. Crash Impact is triggered when two characters use a step at the same time. Really? So that can happen quite frequently then. Because that's just dashing into it. Wow, that can happen a lot. Okay. When two characters use a step at the same time. Once the Crash Impact begins, the two sides will randomly be assigned the roles of attacker and defender. The input shown for the attacker and defender are different, so the players must follow the directions on screen. If the attacker wins the exchange, the defender will take the damage. If the defender wins, they will protect themselves. A maximum of 3 exchanges will take place. The first player to win 2 exchanges will knock back the other player. That is pretty cool. So, you can boost for this too. And I know boosting gives you a chance to just win right away, because it gives you more points rather than just 1 point. So that's a pretty cool feature. Okay, pretty nice. And blast impacts. These are the most iconic beam clashes. Seems like there's no video for this one, but blast impact is an impact action that occurs up until the collision of 2 ranged blasts. When blast impact begins, a meter will be displayed on the screen and a gauge on the right side will begin increasing. Pressing will convert the gauge into energy for your blast, affecting whose blast comes out on top. In addition to the single button presses, you can increase your power through rapidly tapping the button as well. The winner will deal tremendous damage to his opponent. So yeah, these are beam clashes, blast impacts. No video for this one, but we know how they look. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero will launch on October 11th for PlayStation 5, Xbox XS, PC. Pre-orders of digital and Ultimate Edition. Yeah, so you get the game early if you do that. And then you also receive the new playable character, Goku Mini. And hey, it's actually finally playing. There's the beam clash. Light Grenade and... which ultimate attack? That's base Gohan's Super Kamehameha? Yeah, so base ultimate Gohan's Super Kamehameha. And there you go. That looks really pretty in a beam clash. That is one of the moves that looks far better in a beam clash. Oh my god, they made that look really good. Okay, that looks really crazy in a beam clash. And yeah, so you get Daima Goku if you do all of these, and that is the end. So yeah, this was a crazy breakdown. They not only did they remind us of a lot of things, you can actually see a lot of updates for things like grab clashes and beam clashes here, as well as actually finding out about ki blast types, giant types. We didn't even know any of that stuff existed. Ground types, scouter differences, super auras. Yeah, so there was a lot in this one. God damn. And I think that's a great place to end it. I do hope, again, you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, then obviously, again, please leave a like on the video. And don't forget to subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel. And yeah, leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next. I do hope you all enjoyed. I love you all, and I will see you all next time. Take care, and peace.